So, Michelle,
Yeah.
I'm a little mad at you.
Yeah.
I feel like you didn't properly appreciate how big my new water bottle is.
It
Like I
doesn't. I mean,
looked
it's
for
big.
like I looked for like the biggest water bottle I could get without it
How
being
many?
not actually a water bottle, you know?
How many ounces is it?
Oh, well, how many do you think it is?
It's 32.
Oh, you are not right at all. It's 40.
Oh, okay.
4D or
I think
40.
I think my water bottle is 64 ounces.
All right, show's over. You have a good day, jerk. No, I've been trying to drink more water
Mm-hmm.
in part because there is a complete and utter heat wave going on in Ohio right now. What is the temperature where you are right now?
I don't know, like in the mid 80s, probably.
Oh, nice. So like around the time Top Gun was coming out, something like that in the mid 80s. Um, it
No,
is.
actually, it's 88.
It's how much?
88.
88. Okay, so here yesterday was hotter than today, which I'm very
Mm-hmm.
relieved to say that that's the case. Today it's 93 degrees, but the heat index is 99.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday the
That's
heat index
hot.
was 110 here.
Wow.
It was like unbearably hot. Me and the dogs were all like hunkered in my office while I was working in front of the fan. Like the dogs all, which they don't usually lay together somewhat
Mm-hmm.
unless they're on the couch. They were like laying around my feet in the office where all the air was blowing and just snoring in stereo. I could hear one snore on the left, one snore on the right, and then one snore on the left, and then one snore on the right. Um, so it's you said 88 degrees there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice, nice. It's 93 here. I get yeah. Till yesterday was obscene. Like the coldest it got last night was 83 degrees. Like
Wow.
in
Okay,
the night,
that's impressive.
it
Yeah.
was awful. I like would let Henwolf out to go pee because she has a dainty little tiny lady bladder, and I let her out to pee, and I just like would open the door and just get whoosh of like this hot sticky.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I mean, I don't hate the heat, to be frank. I mean, in general, I don't totally hate the heat, but there's a point where it's like you either have to accept how oppressive it is and be love it, or you have to be miserable. You know what I mean? Like you have to kind of accept it one
Mm-hmm.
way or the other. And I just was not prepared to accept that experience in my home. I'm willing to experience it if I'm outside walking, a dog, or if I want to sit out back because I'm just so tired of being inside. But otherwise, I was parking my keister right in front of a fan and trying not to run my AC too hard because, why wouldn't we have this may be like we may have a pretty big heat wave here for quite a while. Next week, their temperatures are going to be in the high 90s again. I don't know if it's going to be quite as oppressive as yesterday. And this is right after
Mm-hmm.
all of our electricity bills just doubled. So it's going to be a real
Right.
fun time. Real fun time. So I'm actually
Fun.
running my AC because I finally just said, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to stop worrying and love the bomb, Like
Mm-hmm.
just accept my death. So what do you deal with the heat? Because you do not have central air, right?
No. Yeah.
Because my house, I have central air.
Uh-huh.
So how do you handle the heat? Walk me through what Michelle does for the heat, and then we'll get to the chat room in a minute.
Like, what do you mean, though?
What do you do? I mean, it's boring when you have central air. It's kind of boring. It's like I turn on the AC and then I like get a fan out. Like that's all I got. But you how many window units do you have? When do you decide it's too hot to place them? Do you run them that much, or do you rely on something else? What's your address, your social security number? What time do you go to sleep? Things like that. Things people need to know that are strangers on the internet.
Um, my address is so I only have two window units. One is for the entire downstairs, which means the kitchen doesn't actually get cool. It just doesn't get hot.
Yeah.
But the air doesn't go on until it's at least 82 degrees in here, or if maybe it's very humid, it can go
Oof.
on. So we're kind of close to that. My air is not on right now, but I'll probably turn it on when we're done with this.
Sure.
But yeah, and I my AC is only running downstairs with the one unit during the day, and then in the upstairs it's only the one unit upstairs. And at night. I don't think I said a bunch of words wrong. But um but yeah, I have my windows open. As soon as I get up in the morning, I open all of my windows so I can kind of get the temperature down a couple of degrees, so I have a couple more hours before I have to put the AC back on. I don't know. It's
Well, and
not
you
it's not
wake up really early in the morning too.
on a regular, if I wasn't going to my job, I wake up at like 7, so it's not that early.
It's still pretty early. I mean, not that I wake up at like 8 or 9, so I mean, I can't really say that I don't wake up somewhat early, but yeah. So, so, let's see what everybody's saying in the chat real quick, because I know we were kind of ignoring them. I was kind of on a tear, so I was like, let's go. So, Patty is in the chat. Patty Stevens said, "Hi guys." Hey Patty. Charles Campbell, Mr. Charles Campbell himself, author extraordinary, said hot as balls here in Georgia. And that makes sense. That's why they call Atlanta Hotlanta. That is a thing. I didn't just make that up now. People call Atlanta Hotlanta. Cool people call Atlanta Hotlanta. Burning hot. Charles Campbell, I want to mention real quick for those listening, whether, live or not. The latest episode of my horror podcast, my scary story podcast, Weekly Spooky, just released today. It's called The Spirit of Langley Pond, and it's a story written by Charles. So if you get a chance, please head to weeklyspooky.com or just punch Weekly Spooky into your favorite podcast app and give it a listen. It's a really good story, and as I love to say, it's the kind of thing to chill you during these really hot days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a great story. It really hits all of the broad notes of what I love about like summer as a atmosphere and as a purpose. So then Patty Stevens said it's 92 degrees here. She's outside of Pittsburgh, I believe. And that's pretty hot. And then she, I guess I can't click on that one, but then she did a vomiting emoji. It wouldn't let me click it. And then she said, I have a tiny lady bladder too, Henwolf. Oh, no, Henwolf appreciates that. The commiseration is appreciated. Charles Campbell said 98 with a heat index of 110. Woohoo. That was what we had yesterday here. So man, oh man, that is something. Alicia Lozier. Wow, I haven't seen Lish around in a long time. Funny running into you here, Lish. She said, I'm going to move into a freezer box. See, that's weird because when Lish and I used to hang out all the time, the thing I noticed was that she would always complain about how it was always too cold and how she just wanted to stretch out and lay on a big hot rock like a lizard. She actually said that. I'm not doing that thing I do to you, Michelle, where I like make up a bunch of stuff you said and then just keep talking so you can never correct it. No, she used to say that. She'd be like, I just want to lay on a big hot rock. So, we actually went over one. Oh, real quick, it says, Charles Campbell said, thank you for narrating it. You made it so much better. The story was excellent. I had a good time. I added a lot of like accoutrement and things to it. Over on YouTube, we have a comment from Shonam. I got all notifications turned on for you guys. YouTube still keeps me in the dark. Really? Did you click the little bell icon? Because I don't even remember clicking the bell icon, and they send me so many notifications. And I'm like, oh, I guess I am subscribed to this channel. They're not strange channels. What, Michelle?
I get notifications from YouTube all the time, and I'm not subscribed to those channels, just constantly. Just like, do you want to watch this dumb anime thing? No, YouTube.
Well, it's
not right
it's
now.
not wrong. You kind of do, but maybe just
a lot
not
of
today.
times it's like, do you want to watch this recap of Bleach? And it's like, no.
Fair. That's the way Twitter is. Twitter is just like, here's a tweet you might be interested in from somebody you've never followed and don't like at all. And let's be real. Yeah. And usually like they're political too. And they're like, it's like, here's a tweet from a left-wing political figure you might like. And I'm like, well, I'm not into politics. Please leave me alone. And I have to keep, every time they do that, I click on it and then do the thing where I say, I don't want to see their, like every time. And it doesn't change anything.
I just dismiss and then I don't think about it anymore.
Must be nice. And then Shonem said I had to look just by chance. Well, we are generally 2-ish on Wednesday, usually. So, I got nervous for a second. My internet went down at about 1:30, but luckily it bounced back in 5 minutes. For a second, I thought the show was going to be canceled today. Alicia Lozier said, we already read that. I'm going to move to a freezer box. Shonem said, 95 degrees here, but I'm shivering due to being very sick. Got a space heater on too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's chills are the worst. That was the worst part of having COVID both times for me was the chills. The first time I got chills, they were so intense. I was like, I'm dying. That's all that's happening. I'd never had chills like that before. So it was pretty rough. So I hope you get well soon, Shonem, but it explains why you're able to hang out hunkering over YouTube waiting for the notifications that never come because you're homesick. So I do hope you feel better, my friend.
Yeah, feel better.
Alicia Lozier said, I had no body fat back then. Don't have that problem anymore. Ha ha ha. Fair enough. So, but feel free to comment in there, guys. How do you stay cool other than air conditioning? There may not be an answer other than that. I do try to drink constant ice water. Because I learned, thanks to working on movies where you had to be outside in 90-degree weather, I learned that just cold beverages make a huge difference in just kind of keeping you generally cooler. So I just always have water with ice nearby, especially since I'm trying. Of course, I say, you know what, I'm going to start keeping the house not so cool anymore. And then the nature's like, what did he say? Let's ruin his life. That's nature for you, kids. Jay Bayless, he said, hi peeps, longtime lurker, first time commenter, just here for views of Michelle's cat's butt.
I don't know if she's going to come back on the table. She's just kind of walking around on the floor right now.
She's probably just like, it's too hot for butt showing. Maybe
yeah,
later.
it might be. Yeah.
Right now, I just want to chill. So, happy to hear your opinions on how to stay cool, or if you're, somewhere where it's not even hot, you're welcome to just brag and be kind of a jerk. That's fine too. They're all good answers. But Michelle and I have both finished our, so far on Stranger Things, not too long ago. So Michelle, what was your review? This is what season 4. Yeah. The first half of season 4, because they're doing that thing where they're like, there's 2 eps of season 4, and you're like, why? And they're like, because it's not done yet. And you're like, really? Like a month is gonna make that much of a difference? Okay, fine. You're not done yet. That's what it is. I think it's to keep us subscribed.
I mean, maybe, but as someone who watches anime, they could just not be done yet, because
I just think that if it's that tight, it's a month. I'm surprised they wouldn't just hold off on releasing the earlier episodes just 1 month. 1 month is just not that much time. Like, I'm not even that annoyed that there's a split because it's only a month. Like, I'm much more annoyed with Better Call Saul, where it's like, okay, in October we'll come back. And I'm like, Luckily, Michelle pays for that subscription, so I don't care that much. Jay Bayless commented, I'm in the basement. Oh, sorry. Whenever I see I'm in the basement, I imagine it's threatening. He said, I'm in the basement where it's like 60 degrees, have a long sleeve thermal shirt on. Well, that sounds super nice. Good for you. I don't have a basement, unfortunately, although that does make me think of, do you remember, you watched Pete and Pete, right, Michelle?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you remember there was an episode where there was a really bad heat wave, and Big Pete would just lay on the floor of their cellar staring at his 2 fingers in front of his head. That was like what he was doing to like beat the heat.
I mean, yeah. That's a good idea.
He was just laying there, and he just has the 2 fingers. Like, I think the idea was that he would cross his eyes and they would touch. I think that was the idea, like the point of that. But I just remember that, and I was like, oh yeah, the floor of a basement would be nice and cool. So, oh wait, Patty Stevens said central air, water, Gatorade, Powerade, hand fans, necklace fans. Wow. She's got it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a list. I took a necklace fan and a hand fan to a non-air conditioner wedding a couple of weeks ago. Well, that's like, I mean, I've been to enough weddings where it was very clear the people getting married just hate you. The people who are attending, and that would be a big one. Like, it's not air conditioned. We just don't like any of you, but watch us get married.
Yeah.
The end. We don't like you. Like, worship us. The end. Jay Bayless said, that's an amazing impersonation of me from someone who's never met me. My name's Jay Bayless. Now that I'm thinking about it, I just am Batman. I'm Batman. Like, I'm the night. I'm vengeance. So Michelle, what are your thoughts on this first half of season 4 of Stranger Things?
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Well, at first you were kind of worried.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily have. I didn't really appreciate at the beginning, like having people getting killed in what looked like their dreams. It just was a little bit too.
Dun, 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 dun. That's the Nightmare on Elm Street theme song.
So I wasn't really sure how that was gonna go. But I liked it, and by the third episode, I was pretty sold again. So,
which I think was what I said. I think I told you that I was like, the third episode's when it really started to click with me. Well, there's a lot of changes. The characters all went through a lot of changes, with some of the characters moving to California and some of the characters staying in Indiana. That alone kind of creates a new dichotomy you have to kind of get into, which makes sense. Patricia Stevens said, I love the new season, just finished it. First half anyway. It would have been awesome if she was like, I have an in with the Duffer Brothers. I've watched it all. And I'd be like, oh man, I want it in with the Duffer Buffers. Duffer Buffers. There we go. Michelle, you talk. I'm leaving.
No. Wait, come back. I don't know.
Okay. I came back only because I felt bad. Jay Bayless said, I got that song reference right away. Yes. So I know we probably told this story before, but Michelle had never seen any Nightmare on Elm Street movies until your shoulder surgery, right? And until after your shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
I came out to help Michelle on did I come after the first week? Was that right? Or was it?
I think so. Because my mom was helping me.
Yeah, because you're I basically came and relieved your mother so she could go back to her life, and you could kind of reacclimate to living back at your house, basically alone. I helped you out, and then every day you were able to do more and more for yourself because your shoulder was getting better and better. But one of the things I did was I brought my Nightmare on Elm Street box set, believe it or not because I wanted to terrorize Michelle by making her watch what I want to watch for there's 7 movies. Let's assume each movie is 2 hours long, 14 hours of what I want to do. But I brought the box set because before I left, I had this hankering, this desire to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which is kind of like my comfort food movie. So I told you, I was like, hey, if you don't mind, let's watch Nightmare on Elm Street 4 tonight. And you were like, oh, I haven't seen any of those. And I was like, well, I know what we're doing. So for, I think just 2 days, I think we got through all of them in 2 days because there was nothing else to do, especially those early days. Cause it hurt for you to do basically anything.
Yeah.
So I would we would just sit there and watch movies. And then I would, either make food or procure food, for us. And then I would wash your dishes and then I'd be like, now we watch more Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
So, and you enjoyed them. I remember because we did a episode way back when where I made you rank it was rank them, but I also made you give a synopsis of each one, even though it had been 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So, so I'm to blame for you knowing about Nightmare on Elm Street in any way, shape, or form. You're welcome. So, Patty Stevens said, I can identify a lot with 11, but Dustin is my favorite character. Dustin is really was a dark horse that turned out to be a really great character.
Yeah, I agree. I really like Dustin. I also really like Steve. Steve is
Steve,
probably my
that's the
favorite
older one,
character.
right? Wait, which one's
Yeah,
Steve?
yeah.
He's the one who
The
he's like
the
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 best. He's like Dustin's best friend. The older one,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's who I was
Mhm.
thinking of. I had heard, I don't know if this is true, but I had heard that in real life they got along really well and they went to the
Oh.
showrunners and suggested that their characters have more one-on-one time
Oh.
because they were getting along. I heard that could be made up.
Mhm.
Rachel told me that, and she's known to lie. A lot in a court of law. So, I don't know what I'm talking about. Patricia Stevens commented and said, currently rewatching the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise because my caregiver, Amy, hasn't seen anything past the first movie. Well, she is in for a treat. You see, I wish I would get a new job and then it would be like, okay, first order of business. You have to watch these Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. I'd be like, well, I suppose I'll suffer through. I remember years and years and years ago, this was a really long time ago, a young woman wanted to job shadow me for school.
Yeah.
Because I was a filmmaker and she was interested in film briefly. I say briefly because she was like 16. Like 5 weeks later, she didn't have anything to do with film ever again. It just kind of, kids are like that sometimes. But she needed to shadow someone, and I was the only person they knew, which I think is obvious. And they were like, well, it has to be in this week span. And I was like, well, there's no movies happening right this second. Like, that's not how it works. And I was like, if you want to drop her off, I was talking to her parents. I was like, if you want to drop her off on a day in the life, you can, but it's not going to be what you're expecting. It's going to be like office work and stuff like that. And they were like, no, that's fine. So they dropped her off, and literally I like showed her like the 3 things I was doing in the office, and then I hit a render on a DVD author I was doing, and then I was like, all right, now's the part of the day where I watch Star Trek Voyager. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'll probably get through 2 or 3 episodes today. And she was like, really? And I'm like, well, I can't do it. It has to finish rendering. I can't I can't do much more. So she even wrote in a report, like, we watched a lot of Star Trek Voyager because, welcome. So
I mean, is
yes.
that why she's not in doing film anymore? Because she realized she doesn't like Star Trek Voyager that
It
much?
must be it. I think you nailed it. I think you hit the nail right on the head.
Good.
You blew the lid off that one. Jay Bayless, replying to Patricia Stevens, said, thanks for explaining what NOES was. Geez, I'm old. Nightmare on Elm Street, NOES. And then Patty said, I took Amy to her first horror con this past weekend. Working for me has its benefits. Oh, was that that would have been the Living Dead Fest, which this year they held it at the Monroeville Mall, which is the mall from Dawn of the Dead.
Oh.
I've shown you Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Don't act like I didn't. I showed you Dawn of the Dead, damn it.
Oh, you did.
We watched it in 2020 during one of our many pandemic watch parties.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember because it was like 2.5 hours long and you were like, you just stuck it out. I was like, what a good friend. After you were like, let's watch these 21-minute animes. And then I'm like, okay, let's watch this 2.5 hour zombie movie. And you're like, okay. Although I stand by my statement, you can't be a resident of Pennsylvania and not have a proper familiarity with the George Romero Dead movies because granted, they're a Pittsburgh thing, but the whole state benefits from, George Romero's genius. So,
yeah.
And there's Patty. She said, yep. Yeah, I really wanted to go, but I have got so much going on work-wise, and at the beginning of next month, I have to go to the Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In Jamboree in Memphis. So I'm kind of like, until Memphis is over, I'm not making any more trip plans because I just need to figure out a few things. And my car started making a sound. Okay, Michelle. It started making more of a sound. Fine.
What kind of sound?
It's the kind of sound that I guarantee I just need new rotors. Or a new rotor.
Okay.
It's kind of a ring sound.
Oh.
So let me just knock on wood. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My car has not needed any hasn't gone to a mechanic for anything other than an oil change since December of 2019. So I'll live with it. I probably need new brakes and rotors, like substantially.
I guess your brakes are really old, huh?
They gotta be. I mean, they're older than 2019. So,
But see, I mean, that's
well,
a good thing about having inspections, because then they tell you that you have to replace your brakes or you won't pass.
I'm so glad that I don't, I only had my car inspected one time my entire life.
Uh-huh.
Because when I turned 18 and got a car, that was the last year Ohio had vehicle inspections.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did it once. Patty Stevens said, my friends from the Death Curse Society podcast came to the con for the first time. One is from Oklahoma and the other from Michigan. The guy from Ohio couldn't make it. Typical Ohio. I apologize for him. Jay Bayless said, I've listened to the podcast let me read that, start from the top. I've listened to the podcast of most of the, TSIA, this show is awkward
Yeah.
podcast. But this is so much more fun listening and interacting live. Well, we're glad. One of the reasons I wanted to do the show live was because after we'd done, about 100 of them, I just wanted something a little new to spice up my excitement, because you got to hand it to Michelle. She was willing to sit down with me 100 times and just talk about whatever every week. Including when I was really sick. So, very thankful to Michelle for that.
Okay.
What you say? Whatever you like.
No, I don't know. And that's not really that big of a deal.
I think it is, but Patty Stevens said house and car problems suck. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Yes.
Oh, no, it's okay.
What, are you reading the chat ahead?
No, I wasn't, but please continue what you were saying.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure it's got to be brakes and rotors. I don't think, because it's not making it's making a high pitch sound, and that tends to be brakes and rotors. In my experience, low rumbles and stuff tend to be struts and ball and wheel bearings and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's that. So, it'll be a little bit of a bill, but I need to have new, like my rotors, I don't think I've ever had them changed. So it's been a long time. And if I have, it was a long time ago, because I just don't even remember. And I don't remember the last time I got my brakes done. It must have been 5-6 years ago. So granted, 2020, I basically never drove. So it was like a bonus year for my car. What were you going to say?
Before? Like,
just say anything.
No, I was just gonna say that my mom's old house has termites. That was it. It was related to the house, and car problems suck. Now it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, the old house? The one she got out of? Had termites? Well, good.
Well, she sent what? No, for some reason like the stream keeps pausing, but no, yeah, the one that she doesn't live in anymore, the bad one. She just sent me a bunch of videos and she was like, "Are these termites?" Because the person living in it now is sending her stuff. So
God.
I think so.
Should have been like, this call cannot be completed as dialed.
Yeah.
Sea of Madness, my buddy Keith over on YouTube commented, you have to go to Joe Bob. Yeah, I like to see someone try to keep you from going. Okay, that's fair. I bought VIP tickets to the Joe Bob Drive-In Jamboree. I am ready and raring to go to Memphis, Tennessee. And I haven't been to Memphis in a very long time. So, have you been to Memphis, Michelle?
Once, yes.
Did you play a show?
I don't know.
Then what were you there for?
No, I think I went to Memphis. I played a show. Unless that was Nashville.
Oh, boo.
I think yeah, I don't remember, honestly. I might have been to Memphis because there was that tour where like I didn't do anything when we were just driving, so it might have been that one. I might have just gone through Memphis.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Jay Bayless commented, old brakes / old brakes, something a car and a house inspector have in common. And then Patty Stevens said, also, I like your button-up shirt, Henrik. Thank you. This is a cool one.
It is nice.
Yeah. Anyway, I do what I can. So, how are things going on? I mean, I know this answer, but I'm asking you for content. How are things going on the home inspection front?
I don't know. Like, weird. Like, I'm trying to get some dude in Crumline to let me inspect the house that they're buying. And I even sent him another email last night like, hey, I looked at the pictures and I already see problems. Like, I think I can really help you out. Please, please, please respond to me. So, except not that desperate. But he hasn't did to me. And then I just was trying to get in touch with somebody else. So it's fine. And I just spent like 45 minutes talking to someone from that website that does SEO stuff.
Oh, yeah.
From Sam. I didn't want to like, I was trying to not
plug them,
promote them.
Promote them.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was really nice, but made me think that I probably need to actually have a subscription. So I can
I think that's their job at the end of the day,
I
is to
know.
make you think you need a subscription.
I know, but he did a really good job.
Well, I mean, is it affordable, relatively speaking?
I don't know. What do you think affordable is?
Like $10 to $20 a month?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
It's not. Yeah. I'll probably like do it for a month and then stop. I need help because no one can see my web.
Well, and SEO is like, it is kind of a magic mystery thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if their business can make your webpage show up on searches and drum up business, then it's totally worth it.
It's more of like a website with tools that shows you what you need to do to change things to make them show up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, that's it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh while you were talking, but David DeNoyer just posted something for his work.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then he accidentally pastes stuff from, he works in like customer service, and he posts like text from his job. And they put, ugh, not for you, LOL. I apologize. I really wasn't trying to interrupt. When I saw that pop up, I was like, well, it's a series of numbers mostly. So, but so the SEO, it just helps you kind of optimize. Like, what are the things it tells you you're doing wrong?
So it first of all tells you if you have any like broken pages or things that are a problem. It like lets you compare the usage of keywords to like competitors and stuff, and kind of suggests keywords that are like you're not using. It'll like go through.
And then you just put them in the text of your website. Okay. Is it like sneaky? Do you just like put a ton of words on the website, or do you actually like try to organically weave them into the text of your webpage?
Apparently, if you don't organically weave them in, the search engines know and they won't do it anymore. You gotta, which is why, like if you go to a recipe site, million paragraphs before the recipe.
I thought that was just about ego. People were just like, I really want everyone to know about my
it's a search thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. I still hate it.
Yeah, no, me too. I wish they put the recipe first. Like maybe it needs to be higher up. I don't know.
I tried on Weekly Spooky putting in the show notes the entire story in text, because then it would be more optimized for people searching for anything that's in the story. But after I did it for about 100 episodes, it didn't seem to make any difference. So I stopped doing it and saw no change. So, but that was like not smart SEO. I was just like, well, at least it makes every word in the show searchable. Yay. Because I'd heard that one of the ways to make your podcast more SEO is to have transcripts. because then it's searchable, like what you guys talk about and stuff. But it's a little more complicated than that, somewhat. So,
oh my God.
something. Oh, is your phone ringing? What's wrong? Remember, kids, Michelle doesn't mute her phone on the show because you're not that important to her.
I can't. I have to actually check things now.
Welcome to being self-employed.
Not interested. It's someone in Philly who wants a home inspection, and I can't do them because I'm not licensed in Philly.
I mean, I'm starting to think maybe you should just get licensed in Philly.
Oh, really? Like I didn't submit all this paperwork to Philadelphia, and now I'm just waiting to hear back from them. And
I think you should get licensed in Philly.
I did. I submitted the paperwork so that I could get a tax ID, which I need in Philly to even do anything else, and they're just taking forever. So
I think you should get licensed in Philly.
I don't want to get licensed.
Oh, and you're funny. I think you should go on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Sorry. So that's like when I first started making movies, people were like, "Oh, you make movies? Your movies should be in Blockbuster." And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you make movies? They should be on Cinemax. Yeah, that would be really great if that would be. You should do that. Yeah.
Yes, ideally, that's how it would go.
I always used to joke like, yes, I just don't feel like it. That's all. I just don't feel like it. I had no idea, because the running joke always has been that if you're like a comedian, people say like, you should go on Saturday Night Live, or they say like, you should go on The Tonight Show. It's like, I hadn't thought of that. I guess that would be good for me. I guess I'll do it. Okay. Keith Tomlin just commented, we should start a poll to see if she should get licensed in Philly. All right, thanks. Chat. 1 in the chat for yes to get licensed in Philly. 2 in the chat for no license in Philly. And also Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is really good. So those are your options. 1 in the chat, get licensed in Philly. 2 in the chat, don't get licensed in Philly, but Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is really a good movie. We'll see what they say, Michelle. Okay. Somehow, there's our first 2 in the chat. Oh, and a 4, which is 2 2s. That's damning.
Or 4 1s.
Oh, I see. We got a math surgeon in our midst, huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. No. You do the show by yourself. You got this clearly.
I don't want to teach math in the show.
I'm sorry. It's what you have to do now. You have to teach math. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. It's just what's happening today.
Okay, whatever. I'll just teach
math. So, well, hopefully they'll get that through very soon.
We'll see. And then there's like 2 other steps that I have to take. And I don't even know still if the organization that I belong to is certified in Philly yet. So it's possible that no, it won't work. But, you know.
Well, keep me posted. And then maybe also keep the other people posted. Because it just seems like, I mean, hopefully it's not too prohibitive, because obviously Philly's got a lot of people. So they're going to want home inspections. So.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old days of SEO where people used to just put a shitload of words into text and then color it the same color as the background? So
no, I didn't. I didn't know that happened. That's so cool.
Oh man! Oh no! So that it's called keyword bombing, and it's where you just shove a bunch of keywords in to try to get people to notice your thing. But even if the keywords don't have anything at all, to do with what you're talking about or what you're advertising, people bust folks for doing that on YouTube all the time, and now YouTube has banned keyword bombing. So, but it used to be like you would literally go to a website and it would be like, find out, how you can buy, artisanal craft whatevers or what. It would be some small business. But then if you hunted around the page, you'd find secret text that would just say lesbian sex, super discounts, Justin Bieber's haircut. It would just have stuff that had nothing to do with what you were looking for.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing on YouTube. It's funny because it used to be you could just you could choose your tags and no one would know. Well, then YouTube made tags public. So then all of a sudden you'd see this prank, joke, comedy, hit, this. It would just be words random ass words. But I remember those days because it used to be allowed. Like, it was skeezy, but you were allowed to hide words on your page.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was, when people figured out you were doing that, they would find those words and then make fun of you if the words made you look hypocritical, or like, I remember one of the big ones was way back in the day, there was this one really, really popular podcast, and they had a feud with another podcast. And in their hidden words was the name of that other podcast. Like, they were using people they hated to try to drum up, attention and clout.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good look for anybody. So, but, yeah. So what I'm saying is you should just name, I think you should consider, your our best home inspections, and under it should be like, we want to take care of your home and free celebrity sex tapes. Then everybody will find it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember the old joke about playing shows and naming your band Free Beer? That way you could legally put free beer on the flyer and not get sued or whatever. Although I love the idea that somebody who would go to a show simply because the banner said free beer would sue you. Like, that ain't happening, I don't think.
No.
Wait a second. I wanted free beer, and instead of just hearing some folk punk band, I'm calling Aloysius, my lawyer. Yeah, Al? I need to file a new frivolous lawsuit, please. Yes, just liquidate some of my stocks to pay for it. I like how it's like he's a stockbroker too. It sounds like Aloysius has his fingers in a lot of pies, and he might be a little crooked, if I'm being honest.
You don't know that. I mean, he might like just be like, no, we can't do that. That's dumb. And then I'll be like, oh, and then that's it.
He'd probably just be like, okay, $75 an hour. I'm a good guy. $75 an hour. I'm one of the few good lawyers. Keith commented, I say if you can't get a license in Philly, we riot. I mean, that's area appropriate.
Yeah, it is.
Seems appropriate to me. So, what are you doing with the rest of your day once I free you from your eternal bondage and you don't have to do the show today anymore?
I don't know. I have to make whole big new website pages that make it very clear what locations I serve, and I just have to like write down all of the towns in these 4 counties, and then I have to make a website for each of those pages.
Ooh.
That you click, so then it really knows that that's where I am. And it's going to take like a year or so. It's just going to be hell, maybe. There's a lot of towns in this county. There's too many. Why don't we just combine them?
Combine all the towns?
Yeah.
And just form like another major city?
Yeah. Or
that might mess up the scams that all the smaller town like mayors and councils are doing.
They can just kind of co-mayor the town.
They can all just kind of rip off the people of the town and do whatever they want.
It probably will work better since they're all together and they can come up with cons together. You know?
All right, so how are we going to make this granite facility make us all a lot of money? Yeah, we're from the East Coast. That's what they say at the end of their like planning crimes. Yes, we are coastal. Jay Bayless said, to be honest, I don't really need much instigation to riot. And then he said, what was the city in Judge Dredd? Megalopolis? I think it was Megalopolis.
That works.
Yeah, then you could become a judge. Like in Judge Dredd. You never saw Judge Dredd or read the comics, did you?
No.
It's a really cool concept because it's so dystopian that it's actually really awful. Basically, they stop having police and just have judges tons and
Oh,
tons of
right. Yeah, we've
judges.
talked about this before. Yeah.
Yeah. So the judge catches you doing a crime and then sentences you right there. Like,
That's really, really convenient.
puts handcuffs on you and says, like, this will be 5 years in prison, and then sends you away. Or, this is death, and shoots you. Because, the punishment is death. It's really, it really kind of personifies judge, jury, and executioner.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's what you are. So I remember as a kid, because as a kid, when you think of Judge Dredd, you just laugh because it's all Stallone going, I am the law. But as an adult, I'm like, wow, this would be hell. This would be total hell. Like, this would be a really evil thing.
Yeah.
Jay Bayless commented, I was close. It's Mega City 1. Okay. And then he said, Dredd was a great movie, not to be confused with Judge Dredd by Stallone. Yeah, Dredd, the kind of remake that was made later, is like way less cheesy and just action-packed and fun. Although I seem to recall it basically being The Raid, which is a really good Asian action movie. Oh, God, David Miller said, not as bad as Judge Kavanaugh Dredd. Poor Judge Kavanaugh. Someone tried to kill him, and he was the 27th story in the New York Times for it.
Yeah.
I guess that's fine. Like, oh God, Jeff McClellan commented, "Could you do your Stallone impression again?" I am the law. That's my Judge Dredd. It gets better if it's like, if I do like, they drew first blood, not me. That's my best Stallone is like really depressed, clearly needs to be medicated Stallone from First Blood. That's my best one. They drew first blood, not me. I used to operate $1 million equipment. Now I can't get a job parking cars. That kind of thing. Anyway, Michelle, do your best Stallone, please.
No, I don't know how.
Yes, you do. Everyone has, in their heart, everyone has a Stallone.
No, not me. It's gone.
Your heart is gone?
Hmm.
That's sad.
It is, but that's what it's like now.
I'm so depressed now. Thank you.
I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention, but I don't have a heart anymore.
Oh, so it's not going to be like that viral story where it's like where the girl needs a heart transplant and her boyfriend tells her like everything's going to be okay, and then she comes back and her boyfriend's gone because he gave her his heart.
Aw, that's a terrible story.
Yeah, you stay off of TikTok. Jay Bayless said, fine. What impression can Michelle do? That is the question.
I don't know.
You could do an impression,
do
Michelle.
Any
Oh,
no,
come
I
on.
can't.
There's got to be. Can you do one of your anime characters? Oh, I know you could do an anime character impression.
No, I can't actually because they speak in Japanese.
Can you not? Yeah, you speak in Japanese a little bit.
Not enough to do.
You can't even make like the sound your phone makes when it's like, because doesn't your phone do REM from ReZero?
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah.
Oh man, you're just like, can I get away with this? Can I lie, or will I get caught? Well, come on. Do an impression of what your phone sound is that is REM.
No.
Why not? Please.
I don't want to. No.
Why not? Is it embarrassing?
Yes.
Why is it embarrassing?
Because there's a lot of people here and I don't know.
It's just you and me, Michelle. Just you and me.
No, it's not. I see them.
Michelle, clearly you've gone crazy. Keith said, I have a Frank Stallone impression. Say, Sly, would you have $20 I could borrow? That's harsh. Frank Stallone's a good dude. Gosh. Come on, Michelle, do some impression for us, please.
No, I don't know any impressions.
You can't do just a general anime impression. And we know that you do anime impressions to yourself and for your cat.
No,
we know.
I don't ever, I don't ever do impressions at all.
At all?
Yeah.
Like you don't like when you're talking to somebody about me, you don't go, and then Henrik was like, you don't do that to me? You
No.
do. You see that look? That means she does. Does.
No.
Does.
No.
Oh, okay. Jay Bayless is raising the stakes. He said, okay, sing a line from your favorite song.
I don't like songs anymore. They're over.
Michelle, I think you do like songs.
No.
Come on. Help us out.
No. No, I really don't know how to do that.
You could sing. Okay, just sing some Limp Bizkit.
I don't remember any right now.
Do you have a chainsaw? You pack a
No.
chainsaw?
No.
You pack a chainsaw? You'll skin. This is what I put up with, guys. Michelle's such
What
a
are you
bully.
even
She acts
getting
like
at?
she's
I
nice,
don't
but she's
know.
mean. You know that song. Okay, what if I send you lyrics right now? Will you read them?
I don't know, I guess.
You're like, no. Hold on, let me see if I break stuff lyrics. Okay, I'm not going to expect you to read the whole thing, but I'm going to send you a chunk. Okay? On
Okay.
Actually, I can send it to you in here, I think. Where is it? Oh, here it is, private chat. You see it?
Yeah, I do see it.
All right. Everybody, here we go. First of all, Jay Bayless commented, Limp Bizkit. And then he commented, Michelle says, line, please. All right. She's got the pen in her hair. She's all set. She's got her mic positioning perfect. She's at 45 degrees off axis to reduce explosives. And da-na, da-na, da-na.
You're it's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Well, now I'm all off.
Oh, you blaming me? Okay, I won't give you musical accompaniment. Go.
Okay. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. You don't know why. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping
Someone's head off.
No human contact. If you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to
stay away, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's just one of those days. It's just one of those
days.
Days. This is the best thing we've ever done together. That was the best thing ever. Cody Anderson commented on Facebook and said, "Are you able to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression?" I'm guessing Michelle can't.
No.
Jay Bayless commented, and action, and then yes. It's just one of those days, according to David Denoyer. That's how you know you're getting old, because now we all appreciate Limp Bizkit when we used to like either love it or believe it was super lame, and now we're just like, I remember indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do my Arnold impression is everybody's Arnold impression, which is get to the chopper. Like it's the problem is Arnold really sounds kind of like this, like just a big voice, but that's not what everybody wants. Everybody wants like I'll be back. That's my Arnold. I'll be back. You ever heard that one, Michelle, about the Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Arnold Schwarzenegger all got hired to be in a movie about famous composers? And Stallone was like, well, I'd like to be Mozart because I've always been a big fan of Mozart and I've always been a big fan of his stuff. And then Van Damme was like, I want to do Rachmaninoff. I've always been a huge fan of his work and everything. And then Arnold turns and goes, I'll be back. That was probably the best pity laugh I've ever gotten in my life. Thank you, Michelle.
No, I liked it.
David Denoyer commented, but is it all about the he said, she said bullshit? I think you better quit. Jay Bayless commented, it's not a tumor. Yeah, that's actually a really good line to get you started in your Arnold voice. It's not a tumor. All right. I think we've exhausted Michelle's happiness for the rest of her life now. But we did get her to say the lines from Limp Bizkit, even if she wouldn't let me back her up. That's okay. I'm not offended. You're a real artist, and I'm just some goofball. So no, it's okay. I get it. I totally get it. So, but I like the pen in your hair. I think it works for you.
Thank you.
So, all right. Well, I think we're gonna get out of here. So I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Michelle, you can sing us off.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I, I like don't remember the rest of break stuff.
What about how much is that doggy in the window? That's an easy one.
No, I don't like that one.
You don't like that one? You just don't like dogs. That's your problem.
And I don't like Windows, so
I mean, I'm a Mac user too, so I get it. Jay Bayless said, I like Happy Michelle. Bye. Bye, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week.